welcome to another Realtor Spotlight. This week is Melissa McClure. Melissa, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Took a while to get you to come on and talk.
It did.
What?
It did.
Why the hesitation?
I just needed to test the waters.
Okay. That's really funny. So anyway, you've been with us since what, 2017?
17. Yeah.
17. Mm-hmm. All right. You've been a realtor, but that wasn't your first
Nope.
job.
No.
What'd you do? What did you used to do?
So I taught school for 23 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And so you taught where?
I taught first in Asher, where I grew up.
Okay.
I taught kindergarten there. And then I moved to Norman and taught for a while. And then while I was in Norman is when I got my real estate license.
Right. Mm-hmm. Back to teaching. Though. You taught kindergarten, you said, in Asher. Mm-hmm. Asher is the only thing I ever knew about Asher was baseball.
Right.
Did you play baseball?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't. My brother did.
Your brother did?
Yeah.
Right.
So we lived in Asher, and we owned a convenience store in Asher. My parents still live there.
Right.
I think they've been there for 47, 48 years. Same house that I grew up in. But my dad was a high school baseball coach, teacher, counselor. So we went to school with him in Kanawha, is where I graduated from and my sister graduated from. But my brother went to Asher so that he could play baseball.
Right.
And my dad played.
So you lived in Asher. Mm-hmm. He went to school in Asher.
Mm-hmm.
But you and their sister
went to Kanawha.
Some other town.
Right.
Okay. What did the people in Asher think of that?
They didn't like it.
They didn't like it?
They didn't like it at all.
Right. Yeah.
I think there were some friendships lost, but
oh, wow.
Everything ended up being fine.
Right. So your dad made that decision for you?
Mm-hmm.
So your dad, did he play baseball?
He did.
He did, okay.
He did.
Yeah.
He was pretty good.
He was. I think I read a little bit about that. So what were his accolades?
He signed his senior year. He was 18, and he signed with the Houston Astros.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's impressive. What position?
Pitcher, first base, left-handed.
Left-handed?
Yeah.
That's a big deal for a pitcher, I know. He pitched for the Astros?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't know if he pitched for the Astros or not.
But he pitched.
But he pitched.
He was that's a big
school.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a guy growing up that went to the pros and played in the pros that I grew up with. For years he played. He was a left-handed hitting catcher. I mean, he caught right-handed, and he played, I think, 20 years in the pros, only because he was a left-handed hitter.
Yeah.
So he could face righty pitch anyway.
Right.
But so your dad was a baseball player. Mm-hmm. All right. So you went to Kanawha. Why? What was the difference, Asher, Kanawha? Why?
Because Asher at that time was really, all they had was baseball. So
right.
They didn't have a lot for girls. Now
right.
they do. Now
right.
they have softball.
Okay.
But Kanawha had, I played basketball and I ran track. And then my
right.
sister played softball there. So.
Okay. All right. So you went to kindergarten you went to kindergarten in Kanawha?
I did.
Oh, wow.
I went to kindergarten through my senior year. There was just a little bitty tiny gap in there. My dad wanted me we played 6-on-6.
Basketball.
Just aged myself a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't still do that?
No.
Okay. Well, I knew they stopped it around here, but you get in rural
there's
Oklahoma.
no 6-on-6 anymore, girls basketball. It's all
right.
5-on-5. So I had never played 5-on-5, and, if I wanted to go to college and play basketball, I had to learn how to play 5-on-5. So he actually had me go to Ada High School, which had 5-on-5.
Yeah.
And I lasted for about 2 weeks.
What happened?
I was a baby.
Right.
I cried. I was doing it.
And you were how old at this point?
Almost 18. I was 17, but I had grown up and gone to school with all my friends
right.
in Kanawha.
Okay, that'd be a big deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't want to leave anywhere from high school to go somewhere else.
So I tried it, but it didn't. I couldn't handle it. So
you were in Ada for 2 or 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Basketball season hadn't started, I guess.
Right, practice had. So
okay.
I got to know a lot of people, and it actually ended up being good. But it was better to be back with my friends and graduate from Kanawha.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So when you went back to Kanawha, did they like you then?
Yes, they were accepting. They were ready. They knew I didn't love being away. They knew I was doing it for
They knew
a
what
reason.
was up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened with your basketball career? What happened with...
So I played AAU ball, and learned how to play 5-on-5 that way. And then
Is that a big difference? 6-on-6? I understand.
huge. Yeah, it was huge.
Well,
It was huge.
What'd you struggle with? What part of
Well, I mean, if you play 6-on-6, so there's a forward side and there's a guard side,
Right.
and you play one or the other. You don't play both.
that? I would
so-
think just you're trying to get in shape. I mean, because you're running full time as
yeah,
opposed to just
yeah.
sitting back half the game and
Yeah, I didn't notice that then, though. I think when you're
Okay.
young, you don't really ever feel like you're out of shape.
Right.
So
All right. So you went to Oklahoma Christian.
I did.
How was that experience?
Great. It was
Right.
great. I mean, it was totally a different experience. So my sister and I are 15 months apart. And
Okay.
she was and we've always been super, super close. So she was at OU when I went to Oklahoma Christian. And she, still I was the baby of the family.
Right.
So she transferred to Oklahoma Christian with me. So she'd been used to living on her own in an apartment in Norman.
So she left OU to come to...
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we had to live on campus, and I don't know if everybody had to live on campus or
Yeah.
if just athletes had to live on campus or what it was. So my sister had to go from being completely independent and on her own and, being at OU to coming to live in a dorm with me at Oklahoma Christian and having a curfew.
Right.
So the curfew was the hardest part, but, you go to college and think you're going to be on your own and...
Well, my experience was I was completely on my own.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably I would have done better under that type of...
Maybe.
Yeah. No, I would have. So your sister came up there. Now your sister, where's she now?
She's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay, and what
Yeah.
does she do?
She's a realtor also.
She's a realtor.
Yeah, she
Okay.
was a teacher also,
Okay.
but she, my brother-in-law Sam,
Okay.
they're in Knoxville because he was the men's tennis coach,
Okay.
and left that a couple of years ago and started real estate, and now she's joined him.
That's good.
So,
Yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah, they are.
Right, and your brother is...
And my brother is a chemist.
Yeah.
Seems so
Must be very quiet, sophisticated, and...
Very,
Right.
very.
I gotcha. That's really funny. All right, so now you're teaching
Right.
after college, and then
Uh-huh.
you did it for, what,
23 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started in Asher, then I went to Norman,
Right.
and I ended up, after I got my real estate license, or during the time I was getting my real estate license, I took off from teaching for 1 year. I thought I wanted to be done and
Okay.
do something else, but I missed it. And so I was only gone from teaching for a year, and then I went back to teaching and just did real estate on the side.
Mm-hmm. So you quit teaching for a year but went back.
Right.
Okay. All right. And now then you got back into it. You were in Moore for a while. You taught Darren, I think, Karen's...
Davin, yeah.
Davin,
Uh-huh.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Darren. Why did you think you missed it? You got out of it and then got back into it.
Why did I miss it?
What was it you missed about it?
I just remember the year I was out of it, I just missed feeling good about doing something.
Okay.
It felt different. I know in real estate you help people, but it's a little bit different than helping kids on
Sure.
a daily basis.
Sure.
Yeah, I missed kids. I did
Right.
a lot.
So you got back into it, and now you're back out of it, and
Right.
just full-time
Right.
real estate. So what is it? Do you miss teaching now?
I still miss kids,
Okay.
and I do miss kids.
Just the kids.
I don't miss the schedule. I don't miss a lot about teaching, but I
Right.
do miss being around kids and feeling like I'm, helping
Right.
them.
You did it for how long?
23 years.
I've heard things about you before I knew you because Karen's son Davin, and I heard about you a lot that year. I don't know, Karen, she's pretty passionate about that stuff, and
Right.
she seemed to be overly passionate about you for whatever reason. So I know the impact that you had on at least Davin wouldn't have been just for Davin only. So.
Right.
You still see kids that just know you and love you, and
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, I've been out for 2 years now, so I feel like it's getting to the point where the ones who are coming up, it won't be long before those kids don't know me. I taught 6th grade, so the
Right.
kids starting in kindergarten knew who the 6th grade teachers were.
Sure.
So they waited until,
they got you.
Right.
Yeah.
So now those kids don't. They
Uh-huh.
don't. They don't know me. They
Sure.
don't know I ever was there.
Unless they had brothers or sisters or
Right.
something like
Right.
that. So,
Yeah.
so now you're full-time real estate.
Now I'm full-time real estate.
Right. What? How's that?
It's great. I love it. I
Yeah.
do love it.
What is it you like about your schedule now? Is
There's so much more freedom. I mean, with teaching, it's a good schedule.
right.
But I think I was there from 9 to 4, and you are locked in
Right.
from 9 to 4. Even when you have your summers off, which I loved and couldn't wait for, but you are locked in from 9 to 4 every day.
Right.
Or really, you have to be there earlier and you have to stay later. So
You kind of have your summers off in real estate, right?
I have a lot of time
Kind
off
of.
in real estate.
Well, I mean, we all do if we choose
Yeah.
to. That's
Right.
what's great about
Right.
it. But
Right.
or you can work.
You,
I
you can
guess.
work around things and you
Right.
can schedule things a lot differently.
Right. What's been your struggle with real estate as far as being your thing? Has there been any? Or
Yeah, I think there's a lot of struggle. I think the biggest thing for me with real estate is I knew you would ask a question like, whatever questions you've been asking about.
like what?
We're going to have to cut that part.
No.
What was I thinking about? What I've learned in real estate, and what I've
That's a hard question.
right.
One of the others asked me that, and I didn't know what to say either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's
the
hard.
biggest thing I've learned with different transactions is I don't want to say I'm naive or that I'm gullible, but I guess I am.
Uh-huh.
When people say something, I believe them.
Sure.
And then when I find out later that it was just complete nonsense, that they just made it up, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's the hardest thing for me is
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that for me in real estate, it's just like whatever they say sometimes doesn't matter anyway if they're
Right.
trying to tell us who they are, what they think they
Right.
are. Can you get a loan? Can you buy the
Right.
house?
Right.
I mean, it really boils down to that, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I know when I've come back to you with things and I've said them to you, you'll say, that's not true. And
well, I don't believe anybody anyway, so not very trusting
and
to
I
that
believe
point.
everybody.
Right.
So that's been hard, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to see the best in people and
Right.
think that they're I don't know why I'm so pessimistic when it comes to those things. It's just the way I've always been, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. So kids, you got kids?
I do.
Right.
I do.
Right.
I have a 23-year-old, my
Okay.
first,
All right.
who just made me a grandma.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
then, Jackson. And then I have a soon-to-be 21-year-old, Allie,
Right.
and a soon-to-be 14-year-old, Reese.
Right.
Yeah.
And so your oldest just had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was that?
April 8th, whatever day Easter was on. I've got to remember this birthday.
All right, that's a tough one.
I haven't
Yeah.
memorized it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but
His
he's the
name is?
sweetest thing. Hayes Carter Hansen.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sounds like country music. Sounds
Yeah.
like he could, maybe we could steer him a different direction, but that's good. So, anything else exciting in your life, or what else going on?
I don't know.
Right?
A lot.
What's something about you? What is something about you that?
People don't know.
I've
Been waiting for that question too.
Okay.
I really don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm not a very open book.
Yeah. You're not a very
I'm
open.
not an
That's
open
good to
book.
hear because most people say that's
that
what
they're
they
an
are.
Open book.
Yeah.
I'm not an open book, but I don't have anything to really hide either. I just don't feel like I put it all out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you answer the question?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know a lot about me.
I do.
What's something people don't know about me?
That is not your place to ask. That is mine. But what is something about you? Well, you shared about your dad,
Right.
I think a lot of people probably in your neck of the world, I think that's the phrase. Is that the phrase?
My neck of the woods.
Neck of the woods, neck of the wape. How come you're here? That's a Caddyshack one. But that your dad played professional sports.
Right.
Your mom ran a convenience store,
Yeah.
raised a family,
Yeah.
and might be the happiest person in the world
Yeah.
that I've ever met.
Yep.
I think probably most people know that too, right?
If they know her, they
yeah,
do. Yeah.
yeah.
She's an angel.
Yes.
That's what I've always said.
I don't know. What do you track? I don't know.
Are you still trying to find out what
something
people
about,
don't know about
yeah,
me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Really, the only thing I could think of is maybe people don't know how country I really am and how I was raised. You know, I can.
Give me something country. I don't.
Okay. You've gone to the river with us before. You know, growing up on the river.
Right.
I can seine minnows.
Who?
Put out-
You do what?
Seine minnows.
How do you spell
So,
sane?
Seine. I don't know how you spell seine, but you take a net and you drag it along, and you catch minnows, and then you bait the trot lines. So we put out trot lines and
Is it
catch
trout or trot?
Trot.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's trout.
I
but
always
it's
did.
trot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember Otis made a comment one time about trot
he-
lining.
Did he say trout or trot?
He said trot. He knows.
Okay.
He's from Lynette.
Right. Yeah, I didn't. I still don't even know what the trout.
I can change a flat
Are you
tire.
trotting for trout?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where the term trot came from, but
Uh huh.
I can change a flat tire. I don't know. I probably can't, but I do. I mean, I have one funny story growing up, and kind of gives you a picture of how my dad was, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So he's super protective, still is. You know, if there's storms coming or whatever, he will call and make sure we're all safe.
That's a good. That's good though around here.
It is.
Yeah, you want to
He-
be able to get out of there if you need to.
Yeah, I think just this weekend he reminded me to tell my daughter to not trust any man.
Okay, good.
So that's kind of how I grew up.
Does she listen?
She listens.
Does
Yeah,
she?
I think so. I think
Okay.
so. But so one summer, my best friend and I were going to visit somebody she was dating who lived in Sulphur, which is about 30 miles away. And my dad just, I mean, he was pretty lenient about what we did, but he hated for us to be out after dark.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just frustrated that we were leaving so late and we're going to get home so late. And he said, that's great. What are you girls going to do if you have a flat tire? And I said, I can change a flat tire, Dad. So we got ready, got all cute and ready to go see these boys. And we walked outside and my car had a flat tire. So come to find out, he had deflated the tire and said,
That's really good.
if you can change a flat tire, then show me, do it right now. And so it was August. It was, 110 degrees. And anyway, so I did learn how to change a flat tire. I don't know if I could today, but that's really, I don't know. I don't know anything else.
I think the hardest part about the whole tire thing is getting the car
Jacked up.
in the right spot where
Right.
it doesn't fall.
Right.
I mean, that's the rest of it's fairly simple. So
Yeah.
yeah, but that's good. Nothing else.
I can't think of anything.
Right.
Do you have any other questions? I don't know if we've really talked real estate.
We haven't.
I don't know.
What is your average price per sale?
Oh, you're not supposed to ask questions, number
Right,
questions.
right.
Ask me another one.
How many did you sell last year? No idea. How many have you sold this year?
Not
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Not as many as last
I
year.
mean, really, I guess it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. The fact is, do you have one going now?
I do.
That's
I
what's
have a couple
important, I
going
guess,
now.
is if you
So
got-
when there aren't any going, that's when I stress out and think.
Sure.
But
Sure.
it always works out.
Yeah. Do you see yourself doing anything else, or is this it?
I mean, that's one thing I would talk about with real estate too. Is one of the questions that I thought you might ask is when you do a career for so long, like teaching. I've heard several other teachers, and I know it's not just that profession, but that's one thing that does make me proud of going out and getting my real estate license, because I think when you do something for so long, you think you can't do anything else, or you have no idea where to begin
Right.
to do something else.
Right.
So just when I did get my real estate license, knowing that I could do it and that I do it,
Right.
feels great.
That's good.
Yeah.
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy
Yeah.
in life?
Well, yeah.
A lot of things make me happy.
Right.
But I think seeing my family happy is what makes me happiest.
Right.
Yeah.
Being in your family, being around your family.
I do love being around my family
Yeah.
a lot.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like you being around my family too.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's all we got. It was great to have you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next week.